Hello YouTube! Today I'm going to be doing, or at least attempting, so if you see this video that means it was a success, but I'm going to be attempting a charging port replacement on a 4th generation iPad Pro 12.9. I'm about 95% sure that the 11 inches is the same way. You could also say the same for the 3rd, 4th, 5th generation 12.9. So here's our device. Here is our charging ports. I'm going to mention up front, the process of doing this is pretty tricky. It took me a while to get good at pulling screens off of older iPads. The reason being is on like iPhones, it's held on entirely with adhesive. In some ways it's easier because the glass, as long as you do it right, which I'll show you as best as I can in this video. But I ordered a screen just in case. I really hope I don't, because these screens are really expensive. So wish me luck. The tools we're gonna need today are a Magic Glass. This thing is amazing. I use it on iPhone 12s and 13s. It's awesome because it disperses this is a regular iSesamo, but this is so much wider, it disperses the pressure. We're gonna need a set of tweezers, and then we're going to need an ice clack. This is going to really come in handy. If you don't have one of these, please do not try this video, or just literally assume that you're gonna break the screen in the process. These are that crucial. Last but not least, we're gonna need a heat pad. I have mine, you can't really see from here, but it's set to 70 degrees Celsius. So the approach that I have, and you'll see this in just a sec, is I heat up the device, and then I take my ice glass. I always separate from the middle, and then the goal will literally just to try to remove the adhesive. And generally, once you can sort of peel out, and you'll see me do this in the video, but you'll see me peel out the adhesive, and just try to do that the entire perimeter, all the way around. Now, be careful, because on this particular model, at least on, I won't go down that rabbit hole, but on this particular model, we do have our Face ID components. So the flex cable doesn't move that far, so you don't want to like pry up. Once again, it's not a bad idea to watch this video all the way through and then maybe watch it again once you're in the middle of the video. But yeah, if you have any comments, or if there's anything any tricks, please leave that below. Also, if this video helps you, also be awesome. Let me know that. Leave a comment and like the video. So let's get started. So now begins the arduous task of actually, we need to remove the flex for the front camera assembly. But there are... Let me see. I guess if you bend it just the right way. All right. Here. No, we never do metal on metal. I guess this is the sim. That's the battery. I have a battery isolation tool. Boom, no more battery. All right, so here's our screen. So in no particular order, we're gonna have to clean up all the adhesive. We can take out our battery isolation tool. Gently lift up. Well, pretty straightforward. Plug this sucker back in. It's hilarious. Some iPad models have like 4 to 6 screws. So now we need to proceed with once we've cleaned up with a razor, take an alcohol pad, try to squeeze out some of the excess. So now that that's a success, I'm gonna take my screen, hook it up to our iPad, and just make sure the device charges. Do that whenever we're connecting. You always want the battery to be isolated. No, I'm not going to worry about this for the time being because all I'm really doing is a diagnostic charge. So I'm going to go put this on a charger and I'll be right back. So, good news, it charges. So, it's not perfect, but as long as you use decent adhesive, it doesn't really need to be. I don't know. Let me know if you disagree. So this goes against my normal advice, which is when at all possible, you always want the battery to be disconnected. You want the board to be disconnected from power whenever you're connecting flex cables. But on this one, we really don't have a choice. I mean, I could probably get it to do with this, but I'm specifically referring to the front camera. I'm so used to saying front camera. Proximity, front mic, ambient light sensor, flex. So we're kind of just going to have to do without. But as long as you don't turn it on, that's pretty much the only way that you can So I'm going to wait until I have, let's see. So this one's kind of a pain. Test just one last time. Make sure I don't have a Face ID message, Face ID error message. Make sure that the touchscreen works. I know the charger works. Obviously the display works. I don't have a Face ID message. Be gentle. If you accidentally pinch something, the last thing you want to do is just cram down or accidentally crack the glass. Then I'll look down just like that. Make sure it sits flush on all sides. So it wasn't sitting right there. So I'm going to call this a success. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.